I have no one to blame but myself. For our AuthorTube Chat book club pick of the 2 months, July and August, we read the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. Now what I usually like to do is come up with a reading vlog for this so that you guys can see my thoughts as I'm going along, and it's really fun to help me reflect back on the story too, because I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I have a different impression at the ending than what happened along the way, especially if the author is building a lot of suspense and stuff, which does happen in this book. I don't fully remember my thoughts because I deleted all the footage. I did a 24-hour readathon vlog of this book. I was so excited, and it's gone. It's gone. I was going through all of my footage. I didn't have any more space on my camera, and I just deleted stuff. I deleted all the stuff that I thought I'd covered, and it wasn't until I went back and looked at my backpack and this book was shining like a beacon that I realized, oh shit, I deleted this 24-hour reading vlog footage. No! I do have like a few clips here and there throughout the day that I filmed on my phone. So while we go over the clips that I do have, I will read you the back of the book. This is the way the world ends for the last time. It starts with the Great Red Rift across the heart of the world's sole continent, spewing ash that blots out the sun. It starts with death, with a murdered son and a missing daughter. It starts with betrayal and long dormant wounds rising up to fester. This is the stillness, a land familiar with catastrophe, where the power of the earth is wielded as weapon and where there is no mercy. But I did want to talk about this book. Besides that, we're going to be having our AuthorTube chat tomorrow as of the time this video goes up. We're going to be talking about co-writing with special guest Becca C. Smith, since her and Hannah McCord have some books coming out. But we're also going to cover the 5th season. So let me say first off, there's going to be spoilers abound in this, but also that I loved this book. As you can tell on the cover, it won the Hugo Award. In fact, and I know I've talked about this a lot when referencing N.K. Jemisin, especially in the I Tried Writing Like video, she won the Hugo Award for every single book in this series, which is a first, and it's incredible. I get why it won. The preface here being that there's a lot of second person used in this, and it's not something that you see a lot. Like, this is the first book I've read outside of those choose your own adventure books when you're a kid that utilized second person. That's how infrequently I see it. That and like some fan fiction. But this does it to such great effect, especially because, again, spoilers abound. The twist at the end is that all of the point of view characters in here that we're following are the same character, which I knew like mostly for certain, but not for certain, you know, a little bit before she confirmed it, but it was really nice. And again, if I had my footage, I could say exactly where it was. But the slow little nuggets here and there where you're like, was that on purpose? Is that just, it was truly incredible. The world building here is immaculate. I felt so sucked in, and oh geez, one of the other things I do want to gush about though is that bisexuality is completely normal in this world, to the point that it's a non-issue. It's not even something that's worth delving into. It's just mentioned as they're going along, as the story's unfolding, as it should be. And so anyways, I just really loved that. Let me actually reference back, because though I recorded most of it on the vlog, rip, I do have some notes that I wrote myself. Scroll. Yeah, I put bisexuality, no big deal. Then I put casual passage of time. So that's one of the things that's now become a weird sort of marker for me, is how easily an author is able to forward our storyline without feeling like we've lost anything. Like, I'm not like, oh no, I didn't see 2 years of this character's journey. What could have happened in that time and blah, blah, blah. And being like, oh no, the character would have changed so much and like whatever. For me, I've actually felt like it's more often clunky than not. And it's left me being like, why did we pass this time? But I didn't feel that way in this one. I was really impressed, and it was actually, I think, just one sentence, and it was only 2 years, but it was done in such a way that it flowed really well. I had the same comment about the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I think both authors did the passage of time so well. But let's talk a little bit about writing style, because I think the writing style of the 5th season, let me say I can see why some people wouldn't like it. I'll say that first. Besides just the second person you, which can potentially be hard to get through, like I know Jessica will talk about this on our chat, but she initially did the audiobook version, and I think That was a little bit of a struggle for a multitude of reasons, but one definitely being the U. This is told as you're reading the words, like someone is telling you the story orally. I love that so much. It flows so well. I'm just gonna casually gush again. But this is certainly a stylistic thing that I can see annoying some people. I can see why some people wouldn't like it. I can see why some people would think it was hard to get into. But I actually didn't find that to be the case personally. I was in. It was like when my parents used to read me books as a kid. You know, that's what it felt like, but I was still just reading the words, and I didn't want to stop. And I have struggled with 24-hour Blankathons in the past, even reading vlogs that I've never posted, just because it's like I could not motivate myself to do it. No, this one's so good. I couldn't wait to get to the end. I wanted to know so much more. She does such a great job of weaving these storylines. Like they seem to start out so far away and then it's just a slow like that. There's so many mysteries left, and that would be my one criticism that I told Becca, which is that this is clearly the first book in a trilogy. Like, we don't even really attempt to wrap that stuff up other than wrapping up the mystery of how these characters are interconnected, or the fact that they are interconnected, right? Becca said that that is really common for, you know, fantasy trilogies, and I'm sure it is. That's showing my ignorance of fantasy trilogies. I do love that it has an appendix at the end. There's actually 2 appendices. The first one talks about all the different seasons that came before the 5th season, like the boiling season, the fungus season, the season of teeth, twin season, etc. This world feels very built up, and we're also immediately thrown into it. Like, there's not a whole lot of explanation that happens. There is a prologue, which, controversial. I don't always read prologues, but of course I did read this one. And this one, you really do need it. And what actually has happened is that, like, I want to reread the book because I think there's stuff that I would pick up on now. Oh, I'm so mad because the writing was so good. Let me just read you. It's on page 8, okay? This is the kind of like storytelling, like audibly storytelling vibe. The people of the stillness live in a perpetual state of disaster preparedness. They've built walls and dug wells and put away food, and they can easily last 5, 10, even 25 years in a world without sun. Eventually, meaning in this case, in a few thousand years. Look, the ash clouds are spreading already. Does that not, like, I'm sucked in. It flows so well. I feel like you're telling me the story, and then I feel like I'm part of the story almost. I guess that's what I'm saying. It's incredible. I do also want to say the evolution of the characters over time, especially because the U character is so broken at the beginning with the loss of her son and her missing daughter and her husband's betrayal and all of this. And then where she is at the end and the grief, like, we do not hesitate over the grief. N.K. Jemisin digs into the grief, and at times, just in a single sentence she would write, I felt so much heartbreak. It was phenomenal. She's phenomenal. But I really, really loved the evolution of Alabaster, or at least how we see him, how he's experienced through Cyanite's initial chapters and then where he's at the end, and how, you know, that overlaps with the ultimate reveal and everything. But it's just, I loved it. Anyways, I know I have not gone over specifics here because it has been a whole month since I read this book, and since I deleted the footage. So if you want more specifics, I hope you'll join us for the AuthorTube chat. But I do just want to say, like, damn. Damn. I mean, I have already been a patron of N.K. Jemisin's for a while just because I like her. Now that I've read her book, I'm in love. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This was not exactly the way I wanted this video to go, but I also just wanted to gush about the book. Please do comment down below. Let me know if you read this. Let me know if you have read this before or as part of our AuthorTube chat book club pick. Let me know if you've ever attempted to write in second person before. Second person I know can be so tough because you're so actively involving the reader, but for some reason for me that just kind of fell to the side and I just took it at you as like, I did feel slightly more in the body of the character, but not a whole lot, honestly. Like it mostly just felt, again, like I was very present, but I felt very present in all of the other storylines too. So it was a non-issue for me personally, but I would love to hear if it was an issue for you. Also, let me know when you had the aha and at what point you started to suspect. Because here's my thing. Do you not always kind of suspect something when you have multiple point of views like this? Like just a little bit. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and I hope some of you will be joining us for our AuthorTube chat tomorrow and I will see y'all then. Yeah, I will see you then. Okay, bye.